What if you had to recreate this anime slime in 3D without any tutorials in less than an hour? That is exactly what my audience challenged me to do in Blender live on stream, forcing me to create new techniques on the fly that I'd never seen before, all while racing against the clock. And despite a few setbacks along the way, the final result couldn't have turned out better. So, as I bring you along this fast-paced Blender journey, make sure to like the video on your way in, stick around for the special giveaway I have planned, and now, let's get straight into the shader challenge, starting with just a cube I subdivided and squashed a little bit to get the right shape. With some extruded faces, I scaled up and down to give this slime his horns. And once the simple model was complete, with a few extra faces for eyes, I was ready to begin work on this shader. The Fresnel node, it gives us that roundedness that we want, and we want to add a color ramp as well. If I can get, a deeper look there. And now I want to add in a noise texture, but I want to change the vector inputs. So I'll add a mix vector, which I am so glad we can search for now. And now I want to set this as object and then window. And if you guys have seen any of the previous shader challenges before, you know that the window effect gives us the ability to have that noise texture stay in the same place. And it also is affected by the aspect ratio. For now, we're going to keep this at like a 0.7. So we still have the roundedness of the object output, but it also kind of like affects the way that this noise texture shifts, just to get a little bit of extra detail in there. And now we're going to combine these with a mixed color. We want to change this to a linear light. And then I think if we connect the Fresnel to the B input and connect the noise texture to the A input, the noise texture, it'll have to conform to the Fresnel node. If I increase that a little bit more, then you guys can see how we're just breaking up how that edge operates. And so I may want to just decrease the white color stops position to like 0.15. I was gonna say that might be a little bit too much, but it actually seems to have close to the thickness that we would need for it. And then we'll just convert this back into color data by duplicating the color ramp and pressing backspace. And I'm actually going to press Shift Control D and press backspace so that we still have the default Fresnel color ramp there. And now what I want to do is add in some colors here. And so we can't color pick from the image in the viewport there, but what we can do is bring up, the image editor. I'll just zoom in on that little guy there. And I can color pick from this. Now we can get the exact colors, but now the reason why I kept this extra color ramp here is because we want to add a little bit lighter of a color on the bottom there. And so I'm just gonna duplicate this, select this slightly more saturated highlight there, and then I will crank this up a little bit once again. So now you can kind of see that we have that edge, and we can get a darker edge as well, like this little outline here, but I think we'll use the inverted hole method to get that specific outline. But for now, I just want to see what this all looks like in the principled BSDF. Now, I was curious to see if the principled BSDF could achieve the right kind of glossiness I needed for this stylized shader. As in a previous shader challenge I did, it was able to give me the exact result I was looking for. But glossiness is one of the hardest effects to achieve in the anime style, and a technique that works really well for one shader has no guarantee of working for another. And after testing out a few more ways I hoped the principled BSDF might have been able to work with this shader, I ultimately had to scrap this method entirely. Meaning the 10 minutes I spent trying to make this BSDF work went completely down the drain. But after adding a diffuse to give this shader some light and shadow reactivity, I still had an idea for adding in the stylized glossiness using a variation of a method I'd never seen before. And in order to do that, we just need a Voronoi texture, so we'll just duplicate that. Might want to add a color ramp. There we go. Invert these colors. I'll set this to like 3. And then press Control T. So the object and window output is what we're going with there. Oh wait, maybe object and reflection actually. Yeah, the reflection is what we wanted. So I'll probably put this at like 0.2. Yeah, so it's just the texture itself is barely moving around there. I'll want to isolate some of these. That should work fine. I wonder actually what it would look like through the color Interesting. I have a lot of thoughts going through my head right now on how to achieve this specific glossy look right here. And what I'm actually thinking is that we can work with a second Voronoi, decrease the randomness maybe. Yeah, okay. And now I want to stretch it or squish it on just the x-axis. Yeah, so now we're getting a lot more of a squishy sort of look. We could stretch it out even further on the y-axis. That might actually help. And we're not going to see this texture as is because it's going to cut out whatever is going to be applied here. What I want to do is add a mix color, connect these like so. So now this is going to be changed to either darken or multiply. And so what I'm really trying to focus on is this top layer here. It doesn't matter this middle layer all that much because we're going to use this. I'll press Shift Control D so that we have a separate color ramp to work with, so that now we're just working with the outer edges. We're getting somewhere. Not fully there yet, but we'll add that glossiness into our main shader output here. That's good. We're just getting a little bit of variation in the glossiness there. I want to add one layer beneath the glossiness. As you can see, it's got this lighter saturated color underneath the brighter glossiness. I think we'll end up going with a shader to RGB setup here so that we can have a little bit more control over the glossiness. At this point, everything seemed to be coming together quite nicely, and there were only a few more steps I needed to take to fully emulate the style of the original reference image, which would include a new method for creating anime-style outlines with imperfect edges. But before we get there, I want to give you all the chance to win something for free. I'm giving away any asset pack in my Comfee Mug shop to the top 3 winners of this giveaway event. And all you need to do to enter for a chance to win is like the video, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and become at least a free member over on Patreon. Just make sure your username over there matches your YouTube username so I know who to email if you win. And you can enjoy all sorts of extra content I post over there on my Patreon page. There are more details on the rules in the description down below for you guys, so make sure you check that out. Best of luck to everyone, and let's get back into the shader challenge. Now, after creating a black and white mask to isolate the artificial gloss effect in a small area where the surface of the slime would be the brightest based on the lights in my scene, I decided to deviate just a little bit from the original reference, giving my slime shader a deeper blue color in its core. And once the main shader was complete, I needed to add those outlines using the inverted hole method, which would be the finishing touch to really sell the 2D anime style. But instead of creating an outline the usual way, I had an idea that would give this outline some subtle imperfections and emulate the kind of irregular outline that you would see in something like a Wit Studio animation. I want to give it a little bit more of a dynamic outline, and this will be a little bit tough to see. I'll actually just increase the thickness of this. It's affecting the little ears more than it is the rest of it, but we can add a noise texture, give it a color ramp. We have a couple different options to do this. So we'll do mix color and then with the object and window. Yeah, there we go. And we'll just decrease this a little bit so that it's just slightly creating that dynamicism, if that's a word. Connect the noise to the Fresnel node through a linear light. Now, we're not going to make the color change here. We are going to make this more transparent than anything else. So mix shader is what we want for this. And then we'll do a transparent BSDF, and whatever is black will be the top input and whatever is white will be the bottom input. And now I can connect the color to this mix shader here. And for our render methods, we can go to blend. Yeah, you can see how it's breaking up the edges at the top there. And along the side here. There we go. So this is a good way to get a more imperfect outline that you would see in certain anime styles. And so I highly recommend doing it this way. We can increase the thickness just to see a little bit more of how that's affecting it. So now we can really see the defined edge as well. And if I increase the noise, and you can see how that's giving a much more varied edge. And with the final touches added, I had finished the anime slime shader challenge, only going over the time limit by 10 minutes, which makes me think I could have finished it right at the buzzer had I not spent so much time on the principal BSDF. But what do you think about this final result and the style I was able to achieve just by using procedural nodes? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember, like the video and subscribe if you want to see more like this, and keep an eye out for the dark fantasy animated series I'm working on. I've got some big updates for you guys on that coming soon, so I'll keep you posted. Make sure you enter the giveaway for a chance to win an asset pack of your choosing from the Comfee Mug shop, courtesy of my incredible patrons who I couldn't do any of this without, especially my Elder Mug members. You guys contribute the most to making these videos possible, and I'm just so thankful for all of your support. And thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. And if you want to check out another shader challenge that might just gross you out, but also blow your mind at the same time, you can check out this video right here.